Ejalote.
Kwame.
Atene.
Ojuda mbanyango pon ni me figu ebodun kana sunje.
Ya da nyamias.
Ya na ye yinkanizin.
Amen. 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 I like his smile.
Yes.
And his laughter.
Well, ngofu po nyimi de. Me ye Kristo nyima pon. What's me your company me ye nisi. Me ye bita. Never.
There's a rumor there now a fetish priest.
Onya no gobo. Oh, I'm telling you the gospel truth. Oh, what are you talking about?
I will you suffer.
Me ya will you suffer po. Mungwa will you.
Dama.
But people
yes,
me yes so da.
Ente be na sorry na ekro.
I mean, no me ye Roman.
No ya
me jay.
Na ekro.
No mo ba Methodist. Na so for subi kaka there. Pouring of libation is evil. No me jay. Because pouring of libation is not evil. Because in the Bible, we pour libation. Drink offering on the altar of drink offering. No me answer.
77.
But imo my manka no kwasa mi cho. Mu wenwa.
A lot.
Yes. Nti me yanko nyu ane obi ye na mu hu a. Motuma sa o ye.
Damn. He has
a gift from God.
Alute says he has.
It's a gift from God.
He has a third eye.
It's a gift from God.
A lot.
I am Moshe. As so far, Kwame. As so far, what prophesy what Ghana Nazi. Sometimes I look at it and I laugh because you can't beat me to the Bible.
We'll leave that here for now.
Thank you. But get to know more about Lottie Jacobs.
Mate, the exciting Kwame Duncan, the irrepressible, the loquaciously exciting Kwame Duncan. Our positivity.
Oh, God, in fact,
I mean, the man I commence for the
Kwame Naboko.
Uncle, I'm not going to pay your son, yes, sir.
You're the Yamiasi. Kwame Sriwinya.
Kwame, they are 11.
Oh, before 11.
I know
Ludo, Papa.
Or you're just 2 items.
No. Into my girl.
Okay, take.
It could be a if I will find a minority triggers vote of censure, I'll face the economy President Kufuor declare. Or you're loaded. Internal rebellion collapsing President Kufuor's government. Or you're loaded. MPP government hold crunch meeting to see cracks.
But they are all intertwined.
Intertwined. If for Kubiara or Janado, and Sunday chat, but now, in fact, Papa and Chahodin the Pa, was on there. It was Gogwe, was I Rogue, more was here, Pa, there. A banks. Forest Bureau operators. In fact, that is the gravamen of our discussion today.
In your estimation,
this story, which somehow has become the lead story, broke just yesterday. So the one that has been running.
I like that. Sonia Dama.
Is the one that has been running? Is the economy?
But what about them?
And when they say some patch, they are all loaded. It's the 11.
Yeah, you're okay.
I mean, I'm not sure what we are never say.
Kwame. Only me. Send your Kwame person in bako no.
Mankambo.
Our them is bibo.
No. When you hold ma. When you Mankambo.
Kwame. Mami ma the next 10 minutes here start in come.
Me kasa bibre.
Me too.
Okay. First Chronicles. Yeah. First Chronicles 12 verse 32. Or say, and the sons of Issachar understood or knew the times and advised the children of Israel accordingly.
Because if you are the son of
Mano, ete emre ene tibia onwom no onte ase na won tufo ema Israel ma etu hwanamo.
Fantastic.
Chama general emre na ye wom no enyem repa. Wiase afa na nyina abibrem Ghana titiu na de ekoso bia no David ena ni nua pani Elia okọ akono ede aduane kwakomo omo ni bu afu because Samuel called ni papa fie say okọ anoint obi ama na ye ohene no no mu fi say omo soso wa ena obepa wo omo kopim say Samuel ka say na omo ni nyina nie o se da bi aka keto abi ono kra de oni a na o se kofa no bra ama ye anoint David instead of them enti office obey mpanin sem ho na David anu ye ode man no e wo 1 Samuel 17:29 Chairman General
Kwara Monfe
Misumi busa asem na no pay say is there not a cause Ghana for nye from nye kom nyina no is there not a cause it's very easy to blame and accuse another person and the AC enra the see and no the see me fi say oman yi bre aso say ye nyina ye be dwa ye ho abusa ye ho ensem bi we grieve our leaders kwame ye mpani fo ye nya omu nyina ye bo mo so bo bra wo mo te so ye acknowledge wo mo ne fa kese na aso wo mo aso efre ebi de ma wo mo yan kai se nipa ye ya da sai de enfonso ye den e bata ye ho na obi ani ho no a obetwa kwan akosi a sabi na chi enchiaye kwame brena ye wom no enye kasa bebre ne hia
na den ne hia
anamontuo a eden sachaye beba na anamontuo eden sachaye beba no eya eho kasa no esese sote me kan obabi o say and a wise man once said nothing a wise man once said nothing nyansafo bi bribi wanka hwe Professor FKA Alota wanya ni baby ko ka sem bi kire me around 2018 abra Ghana National for no more than 70 years ena o ka sem bi o say abra me who problem a metumi a me so ano mintumi a na ma ye din because me koka problem no meka ama de amunim fa problem no ho kra no ebeba be ye problem no ne kese kasa na doso braso say ye de asem yanamo eye adwuma na kwame maka we no on say ye anopai woni mpani bia di nkomo ne ade obi ato boss wo it is not right.
Why is it not right?
So bono eye so easy kwame. Let's take responsibility
For what?
For where we are and what we are in, kwame. I am a party to it, you have a part.
But anya no ntina yeyi mpanyifo di anim no.
No kra na mpanyifo na yeyi omo no, wo manam nto a wo mutu no so no, ye ka ho bi na mutu sa na mo no. Hwe ma mpani two step bia ne. Somebody will have an issue with it. Ma ompa onipa foforo as finance minister there, somebody will have an issue with it. So if the president is going to be listening to what everybody says over the 231 million of us, and now on one cassanity there on Fanya Jumada, that's the danger. However, and when you also so bit yes, no didn't since any, the American considers a kwame. Emra ye wom no, yama say ye be bompire dia mama pani. Na nyame ba ma no adwen a ode be tu anamompa. Na fe so wakai afuto bi abribi me de maaye. 2021 kwame. Me catch us 2020 abato no. Nsunsanso ane anamo a ye nuanu bituye no. Na akoye Solomon. Oba mamienu na baako ba wuye na baako ba ti ase. Na ekoduru nanim no. De na ne ba wuo no, o se ye ntwa akoda na ote ase no mu. De na ne ban wuye no, o se momfa no ma no. No no nkotena na akra ni nyina wasomye nyina. Chairman General
Kwabra bonfe.
Nyansa Solomon Nyankopon de che na odi tu sa na mo no. Mesra de mamampani akofo ado. Oye nipa. Waye niema bebre wo mamu anu se mampani. Enye ni nyina na akose de ye nyina yesi pe no. But ye kan yen susun ka te sebi mampani obaye onye hwe mete kasa na bibi ye me mampani na ba na abaga na hanu onye hwe
many Eugene kasa no pay or say enye no enomoka omo pa kire se bebia ade na du no I was a finance minister de nedwuma to ho ene the minister of state omo kan se mampani ba no onye hwe
me minyi minua pani Eugene no metie o ne kasa no me fi se na no etra kakra me nya samfom so no bi enkoka bebre on trans din no so omon komponko nachi no musa no say the woman nei what has been his role in the over 20 years that he claims only president anantino what has been his contribution to where we are now on being for be a friend Arnold van Gennep the theory be by the life course theory kwame
correct
principle be of friend lifespan development ni tia ne say the ekosunne the consequence of the AC na no brabia ye bobia the AC and the result of Nema are building up over the years
intimate me enya ho hwe
me ka say enya ho hwe ye ho bibia ye ntu anamo a ye nyina ye taking responsibility
but there's leadership.
Yes, there's leadership, but when leadership is taking a step now now can come and transfer or ye nipa a bit me pushing the crime and off. That's what I want us to note. And I'm hoping say between and running in some of my teachers say and amobi day ye koso. Sana na mesre mampani akofo do say on kan ru say some of what tini dia koso nyina no ya ninye de ntia ya ninye no me right or wrong no ese say oye hu bibi nyansa ni ba akofo trim na kwa me na me se me nkasa bebre nti Senja yes minority for aye kwa me nka ho asem it will travel the course in parliament. But the kind minority for they should be ready. They should be ready. Omunya hu say and some of what can be no omo de ho adansi die beko. Because okay document na I mean they are alleging criminality against the finance minister. I can't hold brief for him. Osha standing orders of parliament 108 now. Ono so afọ no so obenya kwan ayi ne ho ano when the processes are properly laid. But the all boko adu no on siesie no say ode ho adan adanside beko. Bakwa me pese me busa asem bi. Minority for threaten say na finance minister. One mo am passing no. Aye den afa de ye passing no.
Meaning
the minority should be answering that to us. Sure. Se obi a ye na dwuma ye in ewa oman we mu na ye nyina ye di no kre na ye nsisi ye ho medical galamsey legal galamsey education galamsey civil service galamsey media galamsey ye jai ni nyina na ye di no kre nsi ye mi ado nyamiso aye adwuma oga na hanmo a kwame oman yi beko enna na me de be srew se minim se ayi nwuma na me se nka obeto ama me no nanka me de me nsem nyina akoye nyomto ano pe obo ama na me voice obo ama de obo ama
voice is you
voice is you
njawe to table
Kwara
yasi utu uka akotimu a ugina si from check babia ye wo no tibia ye wom no me fi say ye hia say ye betie ye ho na yaksusu akasa na yakonya me anim ampani akofo ado you said the battle is the Lord's. Indeed, when we make the battle the Lord's, he will fight for us. Ye the battle no so manyame a ye se nyame nko ye koma ya eni se ye hunu ye konko ye mfa ma no na obedi anim ako amaye.
On him say interestingly under President Mahama maybe Yoka says are members of his own party and government only in the finance minister okay
yes
so this is not new.
It's not new. Come in. No, it's not new. Na say new we nkwa.
But and then the first time wa dodo mrache bejafo dodo kasa sa.
Yes.
Enti eno so yen kan say.
One issue na me is as we maka odi ayin kan betra wo say makasa say constitution. No. Kwame makasa me my reading of constitutional law kakra and the constitutional dispensations in Ghana. Your best constitution ke 1979 constitution no. And my shepherd fie ye koyi ministers do free no. E kan ho e me problems. But enye no ne ye kan wasem ne nti do kofa be fra e be ha dwene. De tibia no. Eye den a wo mo e wo mra shepherd fie no. Kwame.
Correct.
Nhwehwe mu kakra che say fan do na fi say wo mo ko no ma be ya soafo. Enti wo MPs kra omuko constituency na ye kasa say especially omu party ne wo ayitumi mu a o say ye nya mi minister mo ntwane ye nya mi minister ansa esisi say ya yi sa de na free ho no e na MPs embeye ministers of state a ye benya MPs on beye MP adwuma nko a ye benya ministers a wo mo ye ministers adwuma nko a ye betwa ye ne ye but enye no ne ye kan ne ana say ye frese yes samfo to samfo no chama general peace and no me can baby the majority for MPs no aka no e won in so and no anwumre later and obi bo mama ne say you see did not pick it up kakra after their press conference.
Yeah,
is it true?
So I hear. So I haven't double checked.
It's not after their press conference.
It wasn't after their press
No, it wasn't at all.
And why would you attribute that to the press conference? Why wouldn't you attribute it to the stakeholders meeting where they all after gave assurances that we're going to work together to ensure that they take it.
There was even an IMF representative
to what 5 minutes meeting when even what they were asking for had not taken place.
So I'm not make up back no. Nti there wo kan we and also yeah possible. Say no.
That if there was any rise in the strength of the city, that is the only direction you could point to.
Minister,
because those in the market have come together, and they have been able to come up with some devices.
Minister,
yes.
The assurance that they gave.
And what if you have a 5 or 6 member meet the press and they say that we demand the removal of the finance minister? Then you say if there was some rise in strength of the city.
I'm saying. Oh no, me say, can be. Even in the midst of chaos, something positive is emerging. Something, unless you are saying, say the Akukoswa or my meetings to deal with this issue, no, it cannot be considered a crisis management.
Your point is about the group.
It's not the sole point I was making.
But you haven't brought other sides.
I'm bringing the other side.
Kwabena, I'll come to you. Kwabena, usi from let me come in.
In fact, asamba akwa me pese me kan say etoda Ghana ha yentie ehumpo ebe wie no na ye kan sam kro na. I'm not talking about what's happening.
Enti yentie
ya ho. Na ti bia bia ye kom bia ne yen kan hu say this is just a phase in life. Serewenya means yenya wuye die. Ya wo ayi anida so bi say nema betumi atoto yi.
Mesamba.
Fonkwana kwa ma minka we si. Kana fonkwana ye tu anamo a ye mpa ho kire. And if he said, and say a young from so, it's arrogant. Human beings will err. There is no great effort without mistakes. Every great effort, but at the end of the day, young can said that it will soon break and they will hybrid.
I'll come back to you. Right. In the meantime, this one says, we be citizens coalition. There'll be a press conference today on the current governance and economic crisis at the International Press Center by We Be Citizens, 2 p.m. prompt. Today, the 26th of October, and 2 p.m. We Be Citizens Coalition says we're holding a press conference on the current governance and economic crisis at the International Press Center. So for those of you who may want to attend. And then also women in agribusiness. The forum is today. La Palm Beach Hotel. A day is set for day 3 of the Women in Agribusiness Forum. The high-level networking, expert insights, compelling discussions, marketing and partnership opportunities, and a clear roadmap. You also get to buy good quality made in Africa products at the exhibition. All agri-business industry players are gathering at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel today. They have started gathering, and please be there. Women in Agribusiness Forum is coming up today. A few messages na makutie alote ansala makọ Kwame Nasom nipa ne bebre Kabila and Nyadwen. Kwame, is it that when we see others doing right we can praise them, but when it comes to us to do the same right thing we don't want to do for the others to praise us? Kabila should give us a break. We must know that democracy is not a dynasty. Every Ghanaian owns Ghana equally. One man, one vote. Nana Usu Atonso. Kabila should stop the double standard analysis. Is he saying he's happy with the performance of the finance minister? Eugene Boachientri is talking too much. His own constituency, can he handle it? He should give us a break. Martin Jan. Someone says, what is Kabila saying? Is he happy that just last week a gallon of oil was 510 cedis, now it's 1,000? He shouldn't insult the sensibilities of Ghanaians. Alexander Ifa, the reality is that the citizenry are suffering, and 80 members of parliament out of 137 from the ruling party cannot be underestimated. I foresee leadership lapses. Most key figures in current administration are afraid to speak. President should listen to the grassroots. Ken Oforiatta has paid his dues. I think he should do the honorable thing and step aside. In all this, we must pour out our frustrations on the central bank. Walanyo Nakwetia, what the majority in parliament is saying is Dondo Afrutigare, but a spare tire in MPP is a brand new tire in the NDC. Ken should not just be sacked, he should be prosecuted. We cannot allow Ping Abbas. Go straight to the point, no insults. Thank you. Kwame, I'll not blame any of these MPs, but Ken Oforiatta himself. As a Christian who reads the Bible quotations together with his budget, he should have known what was coming and should have resigned long ago. He has now pushed the president into a very tight corner. Gasti man in Brekum. Tell Kabila Kwabna Bonfe that I said 100. Vespa, Adas FM, Kintampo. The minority pass Ken Oforiatta, can he them so that he can demonstrate that he's no more fit to be finance minister. This was what General Mosquito said openly. They've been proven right. When Nana was flying in chartered planes, then Ghanaians won the president. Nana has a lot to explain. That the National Cathedral does not bring any blessings on a nation. Nana Boache Pokwase. And then to end this cacophony for good, I think Ken Oforiatta should resign voluntarily. The masses can't always get it wrong, especially when it's clear we're not in normal times. Jomo Pokwase Festus. Audition chairman, people always say 2 heads are better than 1. I beg to differ. 2 stupid heads are not better than 1 intelligent head. The president must listen. Odeshi Ajabeng in Hacho. Tell Kabila his prayers for the president is late. In simple words, our president is naked. In all of this, where's the head of the community management team, Dr. Baumia? Ken is not moving an inch when the vice president is still at post. Bob Okele in Burma camp. The finance minister must step down for a fresh mind. The suffering is unbearable. Safo Kantanka e Okaishin. Right. Alote Pachobrim.
Yo, Gwami. Anepe Mamincha. My officer, Dr. James Atulinsi, CEO for GL Properties. Kwame Yuma, Samanganjawa, GL Properties for over 1,000 houses for Dakuma Wireless.
Dakuma Wireless?
Yes. Nkanu, Nche, Vodafone for Wambiawo, Dakuma Ho. And the mobile de Uracha Ghana Funya there. Unganga one or Wabuchi. There, you are safe with JL Properties. Kwame, medical na mabo President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo mabona bado. And I want all Ghanaians to know that as an old seasoned politician, I can testify to the fact that from independence to our current dispensation, Nana Adudankwa Akufo-Addo stands tall. Why Yati Papa? He stands tall. Let us face facts. Why Shibia Magana, and he's leaving a legacy. Kwame Nkrumah ni Zojai, President Kufuor ni Zojai, President Nana Akufo-Addo suri JP, Amagana mine. Nti ebu na mbibi maka wa hade. I pity President Nana Akufo-Addo. There ana onyamir order. And then looking at the current situation. Back in Solomon Kade, all shall pass. He unjina one child. Oba besinako. Nenso as human beings, as Ghanaians, your mentality, your attitude, your character. Only there, they be or they mizizi, may enjoy muhu, mesresro, namakada. The same Ghanaians also work or chapel, no was a 1 year fasting. 1 year fasting. Nazu sa wonchirba wuchi. It's part of us. Say yes, you fit to Kwame Nkrumah na bi do aka pimende. It is true. But then what? A mirror is a son. A mirror or is a son. It can be about the previous government. And Jamaica Mobo Binizindo a Judas and Emuwa. Now we have had problems when it comes to finance ministry. It seems that Muhumi says Abonzembi Shahwa you do but look at it today. Ghanaians you move from one end to Obia discussion Ubia or to $250. Because when there it is the most flexible marketer. For some time. Not thinking there we are destroying our own country. Well, I mean, may won't be that for the majority MPs to come out to say the president only can override easy. I mean, Mabaha must say the president sacrifice can override that. Now, please, the finance ministry under the office of the vice president. And I stand by it. But I'm not the president. I'm not a member of the MPP. But from my own observation, I felt there, sometimes you need to sacrifice your own. But a bit also be there. Would that change the dynamics?
But no one is on sacrificing.
Oh, say, Kwame. In just one example, Mr. Would that change the dynamics? And looking at the way and manner British Parliament want to do where British Ankasa, indigenous British, where Celtics, where Scottish, where Welsh. Now, one people will be from outside, minority. The obey wondering in there. When you're a minority with a black skin becoming their prime minister. About no more about them. It is the same situation that we find ourselves. But in Yuma, when you was Jeremy Hunt Bay, now Onusu Bay, you see how the markets are growing, are building up, growing up, is because they have that confidence. So it tells you there, in the current political dispensation, the market forces decide who should be what. It is happening in the US. If care is not taken, democracy in midterm elections, minority in the House of Representatives. Nti sometimes you know when I was the democracy men aya won kwambia wo fadon that is why I said there sometimes you need to sacrifice your own.
Nti any MPs na ya now.
I mean some of them were arrogant. Nemu munka one party ho. Nti they can do whatever they like.
Question anyone ya now.
Me say somehow I will say somehow nje wenya academy wi nje binum mama kan sama ma trawa ma MPB agacha me there president also on here adia on here reshuffle za ne ebinum nko na ebinum zumba no won so wonye kakra wonza do mankan tiado but MPP party I sincerely believe the president of this country, Wayazama, he needs that 100% support from his party. Until someone can say, "Waka, na Mebakai MPP party for the OC in 1980." Or shall say from 1980. But some of us know there was my banker, near lobby Asian Congress Party for. Because most of their MPs in Wofi Central and Western region. And the way I'm fancy for the Yamba lobby one. As I was on yet.
When I
MPP parliamentarians in this should have been done behind the scene, not facing the public. Because NDC Abrodon, what MP came out.
What's behind the scenes?
Behind a press conference here.
According to Eugene Anape, also National Chairman, General Secretary, Majority the Chairman Sabunsu, were here behind the scenes consultation. Zokuza official way into no bag gumno.
Kwame.
And Patramo Mobile,
I will miss it there on one party. You see, stabbing the president at the back.
In the back.
That's it.
So you think they're stabbing the president
yes.
in the back?
Though somehow I may agree with them. They are supermarket. It is in the Bible. It is expedient for one man to die than for a whole nation to perish.
It's expedient Ken should die.
That is there. Sometimes you sacrifice politics is more I am watching. You sacrifice your own. No, later on, no, how to manage that situation because of a crisis period. But for the MPs to come out openly, you are stabbing the president at the back. What are you trying to do?
I you
in the back.
In the back.
No,
by the back.
I was the was I'm not and my no command on what. Kwame.
Alerte.
Wanyazi. Now, so they were expressing the feelings of thousands of their supporters who voted for them to be MP or to be MPs. Well, it is for the president to take decision. As a president, the boy ended the Mook Crunch meeting all year. Only moon rather than or help the downward trend of the dollar. Almost in or appreciate. Because yesterday he came out. What we are meeting soon, will ma public through the Jubilee Press House. Obiate, they were representative. Them say, yeah, man, this man is back to town. Because then all we know that's the presidency humble people. Because Nana is a fighter. Everybody knows. Now, Nana, if you were a president, if you you more enemies than friends.
Peace FM.
Maybe I'm not fighting no.
No, fighting no great. Fighting no great. But when you're a leader, more time on both sides. Opposition war born fit to mun wa ban ti dem o si ndi dey. Yeah. But it shall come to pass. I believe that the president should be focused. Because president, work there, sika dudu awaji abati no ozaye nya Ghana for you president abati no this can aye president by way of new wisdom and major public no get them mumu original to ni regional to azaye nya in all aspects of our the governance azaye nyi. And we are not even looking at that too. The Pape Ejuma Waje reviving industries, dead industries coming back to life. Ebe Ghana for women in Abutama President Nana Akufo-Addo kakra.
Alotemi coming Masan Maba. Elder Saki in Kumasi says a few days ago, Liz Truss succumbed to a similar unfortunate pressure from her own party to sack her finance minister Kwesi Kwarteng. She regretted her actions a few days later by resigning to become one of the shortest serving British prime ministers. Majority carries the vote, but majority may not always be right. Posterity will be the best judge. Elder Saki Enade Eno Ebai. I'm sure that is where Kabila is also looking at. Sir Obama in Pokuasi says, a wise man once said, quote, if persuasion fails, force must be applied. It's shocking how the typical Ghanaian political office holder hates to exit the stage when the applause is loudest. It is important to remind all MPP folk that breaking the eight must move beyond sloganeering. The government must do what the people want. The voice of the people is the voice of God. May God save Ghana from the economic mess. Still there is hope. Rainbow in Kaswa. Let's see. Okay. 1 2 1 2. When Donald Trump moved the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem, Ghana voted against it at the UN. It wasn't a wise move, Kwesi. So therefore, I'm trying to connect it. Help me trying to connect it with our discussions this morning. And then this one also says, okay, Kwame. Tell Alote I side with him on his views. The palace coup is a dangerous action. First, we have a hung parliament with majority getting a speaker from the opposition. Then a public rejection of your leader. The third will likely be supporting an impeachment of their own leader. This is power play that must not be overlooked. The excuses of sending people, have they shown any evidence? Did the emissaries actually go ahead as intended? They could all have gone to the president in similar mode and made a strong petition. Trust is their major weakness now, and everyone will have to look over their shoulders. The president has asked for 3 weeks for him now. So now, what next? Allow Oforiatta to finish the IMF negotiations. Angie from Gbawe. Kwame, tell Alote it is Welsh, not Welsh.
Welsh.
Alote, are you Welsh?
Welsh.
Can I say carry first?
No, mommy, you made my mistake.
Can I say Welsh?
Welsh.
Nah. Maso, Miss Men can answer.
Oh,
but nyapa foko.
Yeah, me time. Bombo with the chamado almost Nazazi. Indeed, well is you, Welsh will be or your Welsh. Now, he was temples and Boston.
Kweku Baku Simen Kancho or say Rolling Stone Alote. Tell him I said he should be steady this morning. No rolling. Why do Ghanaians want to carry cash when traveling to make payments? I traveled to Europe last year. I paid for all my expenses through my ATM card. Those making payments for goods should be encouraged to use bank transfers. A friend of mine went to a bank in London to deposit £22,000 into his account. The bank refused, but asked him to get his bank in Ghana to transfer the money. Tadi Phillips, good morning to you. No more. Okay, this one says, Kwame, stop worrying Uncle Alote. Okanya says, Welsh no yet then. Okay.
No, Welsh no yet then.
Yeah, no yet then.
Well, but Welsh for now, but come bro for ente. Ente. Once it.
Since when did the majority in parliament realize that Ken Oforiatta is incompetent after they danced to the Asempa budget or Batampa budget, etc.? From where I sit, the person who should be sacked. Okay, you also come with another minister. Very soon, some of us Ghanaians will tell the full reasons why. Osei Kofi Akwa, National Youth Organizer, CPP. This is not the time to defend or blame, but what to do to uphold the dignity of Ghana, our motherland. President Akufo-Addo has done so much, and that legacy should not be swept away. Sasa Intadi. Anyway, Kwamina,
Yeah.
enter the wagon. But before you do, let me give you new glasses from Robert and Sons. This one says the eye is our most important sense organ, accounting for about 80% of our awareness. With 31 plus years of experience, Robert and Sons Limited Optical Services continues to offer comprehensive eye care, eye specialist, pediatric eye care services, visual field testing, and so much more. Anything that has to do with your eyes or optical services, visit Robert and Sons. You find them in Adabraka, Osudankwa Circle, Tema Community 6, Wager, East Legon, Adenta, Kumasi, and their new and ultra-modern Kofodia branch. Call Robert and Sons 0302 222 601. That is 0302 222 601. Alternatively 050 151 9111. Robert and Sons. Seeing is believing. I've seen Kwame now. I believe he will speak. This one says, in times of crisis, we must not succumb to cynicism and mistrust. Instead, we must maintain faith while embracing reason and truth, not speculation and rumor. We can only attain this through transparency. The President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is engaging the majority caucus directly to hear them in detail. In the end, we can be rest assured and trust that the President will make a decision in the best interest of government, party, and country. United, we stand to deliver and win. Charles Nite Kotego, Tantra Hill. Coming up, Jabrim.
Yo, sorry. Chairman Jana,
Yes, sir.
Minchos of Kokra, Naminchia. With your food and pim.
Yeah, Jodo.
Can't film for man to me for. Now, Kukuanfa, text message you go and bump to me. The Bombay and a pay. It's also Kokra and through to talk to him. Aisha, now what are the quoting? Na
bet you all but no.
No, Miss Washa Namotadi.
No, me, I just said all but no.
Oh, Naraka. Quick. Kwame na the Premier Mayan, here a Pepe, Daily Post, na Shenechi, I do. Other Kwame Shenechi.
Daily Post.
John Dramani Mahama at the UPSA Auditorium, Medina, for a presentation on.
That's tomorrow.
Building the Ghana we.
Yeah, building the Ghana we want.
Building the Ghana we want. I do. A well-acclaimed prostitute. Self-electing to give high moral lessons on chastity. Mena mama kaya sabi wa da jantre ya we ati nyina nyimin e jantre yin papa po impa oba chan jantre aboza ibi awon won na wa so be gina isudo na Arba kasa arba kire konkron ye awon shadow na nukwedi de yantre yan obia bana boti de yantre de onu na ya de chon ya da shen na chere ahochira ba ya za kwa ahochirim bia ka Ghana enti ochina as a building the Ghana we. Oh goodness. Democracy ba ya tawala democracy ala sro. It's Michelle 5 million euros. Achna so kasa we should just be watching him with cocked ears. Cocked ears. His intention is that I'm going to ride on this crisis and to sweet talk the Ghanaian people. I have said, and I repeat it, any day, any time. He cannot the former president cannot be an alternative.
Let the people decide.
Oh, Kwame. You mark these words on the wall. I'm telling you that he cannot. We lived under his governance for 8 years.
Let the people decide.
But who are the people? Am I not part of the people?
I haven't said you are not part of it.
But if you say let the people decide, as though
and just he cannot.
People elsewhere that will make a decision. I am saying, and I know that the millions and millions of the good Ghanaian people, I am saying that he cannot be an alternative, in spite of the challenges. When some more Google, them amazing come Bobby done. Amazing can.
No, Onya Kabila no hear me so. Obey a lutebu echi do nyim the man it is true, but I'll come down there to on the edge floor.
Okay, fine.
That is how you sounded.
I mean, ma akegwe. Ma yada shasi. Amazing kana ma omanpain. Amana kukudrin sam.
No.
Only there. Oh yeah, and flowers are often rose. And swear from who? Flowers are often rose. Or then swear northern. Mampain Bumpompo Kuichi 2017. Fans I was a more. A man be many ye do. My babaje. I'm a man, my excuses. Ma no party. Why can't your mind when you did the womb? More the tomb was the morn. By na shassery juma. I'm another room. Yeah, a quan. Ya you ba pro. It may able to do a man from Pimpim, a boy shewo, car kwanwa, what boabado, a koguma, and ya bugua, a montpellier primo one, Ghana from bank a simple, Tama would you go from Titsiado? My ba my chassis 2018. Matibobazi planting for food and jobs. It's been a baby February on here be crampo kada say him my muba. Masa babaji here. Ada yet bro me de fie mpo ya brade. 2019. I had down kwakufu ado be member February. Rose ni. Ember so aso no one so orba. Mama yi ombuwa ba mu krokro na menyimu ma fam ma wa brabo na wiade ma abode I onye da mim de kufu ado da no obobuwa ba mu mo hia pa sesia wanyu ade betim amembrodo ma oman begina brane mama yewomi yame na adom I am Mr. Moda Kwame. As individuals, we don't go through crisis in our own personal, individual lives. We don't go through crisis. It doesn't happen to us. Kwame. Mwana nobo tuma ba we Africa see do be dida there. Emi da wa yim botu wiade miao ma me ja hom ma musin ma menyu afredri. Embibi mba ma brabo ma aya ho kira wo kir so yes kasem mpa wa kwan bedo oya da mo kro emimum. Individuals go through crisis. Peace FM. Communities go through crisis. And if a nation were an individual, a nation goes through crisis. No only there obandama adwene ko yina yabakabum to overcome it. This is a stormy period of a stormy period of the voyage, a real stormy period of the voyage. but we need to rally together. No na mo bo oya opinion Kwame Pieni Kwame say daily graphic in the nanyima support government build resilient economy. Kwame Pieni urges citizenry. He's gone through the mill, he knows it too well. Then answer me say Manna Joyce Ayi, a wonderful woman. When I zoomed office, she sent me some congratulations. Even though face to face has never met me before, she urged me on and wished me well. Na and an answer from my bony age. My goodness. 76. Now Kwame share my microphone I want feel 76. No Richard. What you are doing, Ghana? My young woman says I have to be more child cry. Kwame. May you feel be 1982. Share. Oh no, the my being put its bump being whole. What would the wild banshee? More a poor man. Kwame, what would the we 92, 82, no one some of the Abaka, young render. And so Yamena Duma on you try. You try. You from Kwame the period 2014 all coming. Mama you call me on your daughter from. And so Yamena Dum, you from. And who tells you that the Lord who saw us through 82 and indeed saw us through 2014 will not see us through today? He will. The mumu here there. Omani na Kwame. This is not the time. You by your finger pointing. I abon mete Kwame na I'm coming there, Mr. Wada room. Me coming there. I me Mahamada me in there. Me ye man san maba. It's Mr. Wada room.
For a teacher, you should know how to summarize.
Kwame. How do baby explanations are man so ma. Mo permanent as no item. So on church ba. Onyama the bottle and say ye bibia. Ye the whole show. Kwame
na.
Sure. Ma all the yadi had been do. On here there. This is not the period where we pull it left, right, center. Now, 4 or 5 days ago, me say, what's it? The chamber of pharmacists who say, chamber of yes. Come in. It's all complaints. Now I ask myself that you are a chamber, you have leadership. This is not the time to hold press conferences, adding on to the panic of the citizenry. Then, Kwame. Obi on say Mayawumi on Tassin are the ones who will be doing that. This is the period where we need to sit and be talking. Any challenges which come up, and Kwame, that is why we find ourselves in leadership positions. Ghana Chamber of Pharmacy, Sabado, Pharmaceutical Society, you are all leaders in your own right. Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, that is your name. So you are part of leadership of this country. In fact, when we talk about leadership, it's not just the political leadership. Or your units, obia waniza all ye, so that collectively, together, as we say, say a foresee challenges are. For me, the solution is not coming to the public and adding on to the panic. I listen to AGI in the day. Abra woshia oye omanpeyin ne woshia omanpeyin wie AGI peyin no kasai. I say omanpeyin, we as an association, we are with you together, or we are in this together. We will join hands and join forces to overcome this. That is how we speak together. Kwame Osane, ebia ye woman or your major crisis time. On your da or your finger pointing time. And it is acknowledged. Though there are challenges there. But the solution to the challenges is not coming to the public and adding on, issuing that this thing must be done, that must be done. No. Now, Kwame Makenya and I'm coming to Bessie. Here, members of Parliament are where Nedam Wayen. Are you saying that the 4-year period that Kendo Foyata was the finance minister, you never saw him as incompetent?
That's not what they've said.
But that is what they have implied.
No.
Kwame, Eugene Entry, you spoke to him. Eugene Entry from 2017, he was a deputy minister, was he not?
Anape, yes, he was.
Kwame says, in fact, I'm pouring them so how too many wounds him. It will point to back, I say, I made my time, I'm in Casa, into maybe so there. Was he not a deputy minister?
For Works and Housing.
Was he not?
So Works and Housing.
Was he not a deputy minister spanning 4 years?
Works and Housing.
Who was then the finance minister?
Kenneth Ofu.
In the 4-year period, you never saw him incompetent?
No.
Kwame. This was the same man who led the finance machinery to ensure our re-election. Was he not? Or is he not? And the pay Obi Ote BBC. Obia Ote BBC. Kwame, but World Bank report and the pay boys now. What is happening around the world is the natural and direct result of the expenditures which were not budgeted for, which were done in the COVID period. And so, the natural direct result will be high inflation across the globe. And once you have inflation, it just comes in with disequilibrium all over the place. All over the place. Now, Kwame, what they did was legitimate. Have no difficulty. Legitimate. Members of Parliament, you feel strongly that by your evaluation, by your assessment, that is the way our government must go. But you must insist. Even where the president says that he will not give you audience, insist. Because see, Kwame said, well, amend them. And this party has all units. Are you saying that other units can now take a cue from what you have done? Political party organization. It has a certain level of subduing, no matter how strongly you feel, subduing your feeling for the collective good.
Maybe the center cannot hold.
Kwame, that's why you are saying maybe. But I tell you, center still holds. The center still holds. It is legitimate. I agree. And I want to pat them on the back. That is how they feel. But I'm saying that a queer why, and again, linking it to the fact that Sir President and yet the man, they will no longer carry on with their parliamentary business. Then what did that mean? What does that mean? You are holding the president to ransom. Kwame, you are holding the president to ransom. And then the point he made, that Ghana is a democracy, Ghana is not a dynasty. I see, well, Kwame, and you never ask him what is the basis of this. You never ask him. The Kwame I have known, what is the basis of this? My understanding of the dynasty is that you have rulers from one line, from one family. Are you saying that if you are the president who saw a friend or who saw a family member capable of doing a particular business, that the president cannot? So you tell the president Kufuor, Obama or appointee Oya Owura Adukufuor, and I salute President Kufuor's decision. I salute Adukufuor. I'm sure in his spirit was the longest serving defense minister before adding on the interior ministry also. Either he got whether added to or made to go to interior ministry, but he was the longest serving defense minister, and he performed. Did Wachenji see that as dynasty? Did he see this as a dynasty?
President Kufana Bredo Bianca don't win better than He
said that we are running a democracy but not a dynasty. The basis is this, that the president has appointed his cousin to be the finance minister, and he calls that a dynasty. I'm saying that former President Kufuor was president. He appointed his direct brother, Unauthorized brother, to be the defense minister. And was that a dynasty? Say others are, they are all speaking all over the place. And if you look at the reasons why they did what they did, Kwame, obisine kanofurata. Na some be you there. Say Odi IMF negotiation ima. We will not get to a deal on time. Although that's the reason why you have all kinds of reasons popping up.
Kwame, so the president can be wrong?
I haven't said so, Kwame. I haven't said so. I have told you from the word go that this is legitimate.
Okay.
But I'm saying that if you go by the procedure, even where the majority leader, the chairman, and the general secretary, as he said, had gone to see the president to say, whatever it is, they still could have insisted. Look, if they wanted a meeting with the president, I'm wondering how, if they had gone on to insist, they were not going to get one from the president. Kwame, what would have been better? Then look, you meet the president and you speak to him passionately that, Mr. President, this is how we feel. Now you do this in public, and then you give a condition that if the president doesn't do that, you will not attend upon your parliamentary business. You hold the president to ransom. The question, therefore, is this: what else will you not do the next time?
Kwame,
Nancha, some of that baby, analysis.
And I'm really salty. Is
Kwame,
a positivity.
Analysis.
The ebullient a positivity.
Fantastic.
It's be so that he says,
we in the 7th Parliament of this 4th Republic, this was a majority that took the entire party to ransom and gave speakership to the opposition. Down the line, this is the same majority party that has decided to hold the president to ransom. That if you don't do this, we will not do that.
They want the president to show testicular fortitude.
Kwame, that is why I'm saying that go behind closed doors.
They've tried.
Kwame, where did they try? From the narrative he gave you, where did they?
Also, where Juma.
Me say, Kwame here saying there. Some bois. Go back. As for your system, it records what everybody says. It's in Kokrokoo, Mokomo, Bank, or Dado. What he said was that the effort was made through the majority leader, who was added on by the effort of the party chairman and the general secretary. If there is a first attempt and you are not successful, then you go to town. I'm saying that if by this signatories here, if they had added a certain letter to it, to the president, Mr. President, as many of us have signed, we feel strongly about this matter. We want to have a meeting with you. I am wondering how President Akufo-Addo was going to deny them a meeting. Then you go and do this. I ask myself, now you are holding the president to ransom, that if he doesn't do what you want, as members of parliament, now the president buckles. He does it. What next? Because now, virtually, the president now has his hand in your mouth. What next? Is that how we have been made to understand that that is how our system has run? And then he says that sovereignty resides in parliament. In our constitutional order, sovereignty does not reside in parliament. Sovereignty resides in the people. That's the Article 1, Clause 1.
The sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people of Ghana.
Yes.
In whose name and...
Kwame, if you've decided to interrupt him, please speak up.
I'm helping you.
Kwame, assistant the course. But
yes, by then you speak up.
Press the button.
Button don't run. Time does already run.
Kwame is the
the sovereign Article 1, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution. The sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people of Ghana, in whose name and for whose welfare the powers of government are to be exercised in the manner and within the limits laid down in this Constitution.
Fantastic. So, Kwame, let not that member of parliament deceive himself that sovereignty resides in parliament. Sovereignty does not reside in parliament. It doesn't. It resides in the people. The thinking that sovereignty resides in Parliament, and therefore on the basis of that, you take the president to ransom, that the entire government system must come to a close, must come to a halt, because you feel so strongly that the finance minister must be axed, and that if it's not, you're not going to work. Amazing. That should not be the way forward. The way forward is, let's talk, and especially in this critical period. In this critical period, Kwame, this period is a very critical period. There, if there was anybody that should be seen to be showing sympathy, it is you. Now, Kwame, on that score, I urge the president. I know Akufo-Addo has the fortitude, has the resilience. The president must act in the best interest of this country.
Okay.
Says, okay. Now, anyway, we do have a second bite.
At this point, if you are quiet, I would.
Okay, fine. No.
Now, Edward Enin, former member of Parliament, Bob Lashito, I'll say, good morning, my brother. Tell Kwame Duncan, my brother, he should make his point, just as he has a right. But he should also have them in mind that others also have a right to speak theirs. He doesn't know the amount of times people have tried to engage the president on this matter. He shouldn't push some of us. We are all one big family. So he should have that in mind, and not chastise the MPs who were elected by their constituents to represent them in Parliament. Good morning to all of you. Edward Enin, former MP.
I haven't chastised the MPs.
And so,
you heard me right. I said their point was legitimate.
Nana AJ, yes, the process.
And again, even you yourself, by sometimes your pronouncement, you have been very deriding.
Nana AJ, okay, me myself.
No.
Okay, I leave.
Post any messages.
I leave that one. Yes. That's another matter for another day.
Okay.
Nana AJ,
there will not be party.
We
need to hold on.
Kwame na nsu azi Kwame na nom this way nom I say nom this way na yerba. Nana J Intashi says, Kwame, Dr. Kwame Adokufo was a member of Parliament in his own right. He was also one of the spokespersons in Parliament before his brother became president. The two situations are different.
What do you mean?
Nana AJ sends that one. And then this one says, I think that in all the discussions about the MPs and finance minister, people have the right to fault the MPs for not exhausting all the available channels within their party and also within government. But as Kabila always says, so national security didn't pick up intelligence on this. We need to have a larger discussion on the security of our nation. And then let's see. Tell Duncan, okay. Now, this one says, Dr. Ayu Efriye, one of the 80 MPs, said on a sister radio station last night that Ken Oforiatta is not incompetent and that the current state of affairs is as a result of global situation. He said they took that action because of complaints from their constituents, Abeku in La Shibe. Tell my brother Kwame Duncan, for the unity of the party, let's not start analyzing what one person has said or done, but rather use the backdoor option to settle the issues. The MPP is bigger than all. Sasa in Takrade. And then okay, there's one that is from your fellow Kabuchi man. Fire, good.
Not directed at me.
Fire,
no, not you, but this time he's going to his Kabuchi mate.
Fire man.
Or fire okakra. Also, if I was starting to say, tell that young man from my school that this is hardly the time to be dictating to us who can govern and who cannot. People are not happy with this government's performance, and that is the issue on the table. We have not talked about alternatives yet, and in any case, that is ours to decide. Kwame should kindly address the pressing bread and butter issues of the now and present. We are not happy, and he should not come and annoy us further. It is the same arrogance and apparent loss of touch and refusal to listen to advice that has got us here. So please, if my Kwabuche brother has nothing reassuring to tell us, he should please stop patronizing all of us.
Unfortunately,
some of us are very annoyed.
Unfortunately,
thank you.
He's on a completely different trajectory.
At least,
because
he has a point.
You play the matter here for us to discuss.
Yes,
and then you say we should not discuss it. Is that the point, Fire? And then when you say that we are not happy, it is. Yes, I agree that we have some level of hardship. But you cannot make an omnibus statement that we are not, because of the performance, we are not happy.
Nana Doris, of course you have a right to disagree. Nana Doris says, Kwamina, you have no idea the behind the scenes maneuvers in suit tap on Chenia or Joe War. Kwamina, please help us to calm tempers, not to inflame passions. Nana Doris, you went to do behind the scenes? At this point, we all need to usher President Akufo-Addo into the hands of God for some breathing space. Condes Bay du Sifi Asafo, Western North Region. Sending that one in at 25 minutes to the top of the hour. And then tell Kwamina, I said, if persuasion fails, force must be applied. The president was persuaded, but he did not see. Now he's seen his smoothness level. Edward Ejiri, aka Captain in Takrade. I totally support what the majority is saying. The finance minister must resign. And Kuma Foster Achim Ayiribi. I see. I'm not sincere to Ghanaians. What am I doing? Okay. What is happening in the MPP is clear that the MPP is the only true democratic party in Ghana. Ken Wood says so. As Kwamina saying that because Eugene was a deputy minister in the first 4 years, if things are wrong today, he should not speak. In any case, were all the 80 majority MPs supporting the removal of Ken ministers in the first term? In any case, Ken never wanted to have anything to do with the IMF. He must go. Simple. He did not believe we should go to IMF. He cannot lead us there. Felix in Adabraka. Kwame, the act by the MPs shows a total betrayal, especially the rhetorics following. It's unfortunate, but we are all watching these MPs. Ken Oforiatta was doing a fantastic job before COVID-19 slapped us so hard. He has done his part. Managing an economy of 3.6% to 7% was great. But if he resigns now, it will be the greatest. Onipa Beyebi, Wambeyeni na Master Planner Junior, Ken Tampo, sends that one in. Kwame, how many of Kufuor's relatives were in his government? Dr. Kwame Kufuor, an MP in his own right, was in government, we know that. For me, Kwame's comparison is not on. His seemingly defensive posturing, I'm afraid, will rather annoy the over 80 majority MPs, said Obama in Pokwase. Submissions such as those by Kwamina is making people angry. I see. Today, Kwamina is on the chopping board. Kwame, help me understand something. Are the 80 MPs against Oforiatta majority MPs? Mampi Graham, they say they are not exactly against Oforiatta as a person. They say he must go for the sanity of all of us. They don't think that he believes in the IMF, and so he cannot lead us there. They are also saying that Okahu and Ayebre. Well, you may think otherwise, but as they say, to each his own. Kwame
Yes, sir.
Kwame is defending the indefensible. Does he appreciate the fact that because of the perceived actions of the finance minister, the city is behaving the way it is? When the president went to Kumasi and made that unfortunate statement, does he know the consequences? Confo sends that one. The man who gave you free SHS is not the devil. You thank God. Mami Ajwa says so. If the MPP party in opposition could sack the chairman, general secretary and first vice chairman and still want power, what is wrong and difficult if a constituency of 80 MPs and majority of the populace of the nation is calling for one man to go? When shall we accept opposing views on matters? Are we not in a democracy? Bobby Seke. The NPP MPs are saying that what they are saying are saying that what they are saying are what their constituents have told them. If indeed that is the case, my question is, quote, did they organize a forum in their various constituencies and was Ken Ofori-Atta the only person they discussed? Under the circumstances, I'll plead with Ken to simply just walk away, resign. Eric Amponsa Boateng, tax expert. Kwame, let us all remember, President Kufuor had Dr. Kwame Adu-Kufuor as well as his brother-in-law, J.H. Mensah, in his government. I could go on and on. Some of us don't have a short memory. Emmanuel from Cantonment sends that one. I agree with Alote Jacobs. What he's saying, Rome was not built on a silver platter. I had the opportunity to go on a tour with the president in the Eastern region. There was a lot of progress. Let's support our own. A lot of work going on and progress on projects. Mama Betty sends that one in. Peace 104.3 Kokrokoo Jumedina na yetwa sono. Kwame Duncan's new name is Sergio Ramos. Fawasi na Masama. If you know Sergio Ramos, for those of you who like football, Real Madrid, no nonsense defender. So Kwame Sergio Ramos. So you Mate. Tell my very good friend Kwame Duncan that President Akufo-Addo brought this upon himself with those unhelpful public pronouncements. Ni in Accra. Peace 104.3. Why are the parliamentarians protecting their own? All four must leave. Ken, Charles, John Kuma, Abena, all must go. Eh? You be there the thing go rich. Now they be there go rich. At this point, I'd like to urge my former regional minister to take in every criticism, insult, or whatever, no matter how bitter from any quarters. He should have a thick skin. Kwesi Reynolds, Agona Odobing. Kwame, we're really a strange breed. If people pay their taxes, officials stop stealing government funds, all illicit activities stop, we will rise above all. Look at the gargantuan amounts lost every year when the audit report is released. We compare ourselves to developed nations, forgetting that they take payment of taxes very serious. All this brouhaha is because of money. Leslie sends that one from Zurich. And then I ask others who say Zurich. Why do people assume that national security didn't pick up signals and that they did nothing about it? Kweku from Spentex. Kweku, is there something we should know? Okay.
That's my question. I've always
Is there something we should know? Jamie, yeah, start Yampong.
Yeah. I mean, what's your boy? I'll quite you. All the people have.
Yes, Governor. They say, me want to know your problem.
Yes, because I man who there. You are within time, you are not.
Okay. Pacho, we make sure I know. Now, maybe a chance you way. Okay.
Who is the channel for you?
Okay.
Clocks or
but once we are taking the new Indian Prime Minister, Rishi
Sunak.
And when they call number 10, okay, Nyankuma Dibu. Enjoy a Hindu.
That's
right. They want to be to protect or whatever, to sanctify whatever he was doing. And I'm saying, Obi Ankan here. Inche Enyan. And you go away. Yaka Bompai. Yeah, Bompai. You hear Sakaka. We try to uncover heathen pagans. Yeah. If we are going to make libation and a prayer by libation, because because right now the UK has a Christian king, a Hindu prime minister, a Muslim mayor of London.
Yes, he's been a mayor for a long time.
Yeah, and there's another one.
Even within the cabinet, there is a Pakistani.
Yeah, and they are cool, but in
John was
just in the last time was it there family and friends.
Kabila has the floor for now.
Okay.
But obviously, I should go to the Bible. Jonah 1:15. So they picked up Jonah and tossed him into the sea, and the sea stopped raging. Sacrifice one person, and to stop
expedient for one.
Okay, they've sent it to me. I'll say it's a wonderful demonstration of modern Britain that we have a Christian king, a Hindu prime minister, a Jewish home secretary, and a Muslim mayor of London. That I don't know what friend Diwali you say bad. Oh, you mean Obiankaso? Sencha alote? No kweneja. O go de snap kaka gu fo ma ga de hey. Okay nai. Kwabna mo fa yempong.
Men show.
Okay. So it is actually called, okay, I don't know what you guys. Also Rishi Sunak lights a candle for Diwali in Downing Street. Yes, Governor.
Me sra o my munu nyina ne titru ya mampani. Emra ye wom yi enye mmre a potokasamu for vindication or damnation. This is not the time for that. The nation is going through crisis, just like the entire world is going through. It calls for sober heads. I may recommend Max Ehrman, the poem bi Troy 1927.
Desiderator.
And go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Kwame.
Answer now to us on just a quick one. The pictures going around from 2020 of the British Prime Minister of Indian descent. ABC make as the Indian Prime Minister, forgive me, I'm not from Brejo. So of the British Prime Minister Rishi, of Indian origin. Now, it was in 2020 when he was Chancellor of the Exchequer. So it is not a recent photograph. Mama correcting me, madam, I say I appreciate. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I am going to have to take you off air, and no, because hey, Senka okay na obeka onyebi woman na me ende.
It's a message itself.
Yeah.
Those who have ears,
let them hear. I'm still getting messages about the Diwali. It was when he was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. Thank you very much, Mocho. Thank you, Sunshine.
My own Mocho.
Your own Mocho. You know you're British. Into here now.
Oh, no, I'm so Mocho. Grand boy.
Why not? Master P in London. Thank you very much. All of you who have sent, so many people have sent messages. Thank you very much. It makes me feel good. At least him say Musumutie na Bibienia. Cashman, my brother Cashman, thank you very much. Scene, thanks a lot. And then Obisi Kwame, Diwali is a Hindu festival with lights. It is held in the period from October to November. It is particularly associated with Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity, and marks the beginning of the financial year in India. Fantastic. We just learned something new. So Diwali is a Hindu festival with lights held in the period October to November, particularly associated with Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity, and marks the beginning of the financial year in India. Thank you, Millicent, for that one. Thank you, Master P. Scene. Thank you, Mocho. Wow, the list is getting longer and longer. Okay.
God of prosperity. Jesus Christ.
Chairman General, just repeat what you just said. That what you told Alote, the educated fisherman, now the illiterate fisherman. But this one from says, Kwame, isn't it baffling that Ken Oforiatta, who resigned from his own company Data Bank in 2012 due to ill health, yet he will not resign when the uproar for his resignation is definitely at this time?
He said so. He said that he resigned due to ill health. Is that what he said?
Actually, that is what
resignation letter was sent to the texter.
That is what came out at the time. Anyway, let's leave it there. Kwame, at 42, Rishi Sunak and his wife Akshta are both multimillionaires. He happens to be the youngest prime minister of the UK in 200 years and the first of color. Rishi's net worth is £730 million. Yet in Ghana, 60-year-olds and above are contesting for the position of party youth organizer. Youth organizer.
How old was David Cameron? I thought
Cameron
35.
Cameron was much younger.
But we are told that 42 years.
One of them
the last 200.
38 or 39.
Okay.
The youngest in the last 200. That's what BBC tells us.
I
thought that David Cameron was 35. I thought David Cameron came in at the age of 35.
Who's the youngest ever UK
200, the last 200.
prime?
That's what BBC itself said.
Yes, that last 200, the youngest prime minister. Yeah. But
okay.
Just a few years ago. Anyway.
Well, it says here Rishi is the youngest British prime minister of modern times. Okay.
David Cameron is now kind of.
How old was David Cameron?
I thought that he was 35.
Let's find out. So how old was
William Pitt?
David Cameron?
24.
As prime minister.
Yes, Kwame.
How old was he when he became PM?
24.
43.
Cameron was 43.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Following the 2010 general election, negotiations led to Cameron becoming prime minister as the head of a coalition government at age 43. And at the time, he was the youngest holder of the office since the 1810s. So Rishi beats him by just a year. Yeah. All right. So there. Alote Brem na kabila swearing towards a number baby trim na ya boot. Yeah.
Just to say that I'm not adding on.
Okay. So Cameron was a year older. Yeah.
Because at no point have I suggested here that the finance minister should stay.
So do you think he should go
for his resignation or dismissal about 2 or 3 weeks before this? But
so
that message is now
no, I'm
just saying that we don't listen to each other. It's a problem.
Kara, you and I know that when you work to the public space and you're looking for 100%, you won't get it.
100.
100. 100.
Come on, the most 100.
100.
Now, this is it.
Sheriff. Sheriff. Alate Yampone. Justice Abekuniti, I see you. Good morning. Thank you too. Alate Yampone.
Statement MP. Okay. I totally disagree with him.
You have every right to.
Totally disagree with him.
It's your right.
I totally disagree with him. And my former banana about politics.
And Pacho, the Subin MP is the same age as me. We're 52 years old. You cannot denigrate us.
Kwame.
At 52, Onyafraba.
If there's a roll call.
The man here, Afraba, and the 42-year-old is British Prime Minister. The man here, Afraba, and a special prosecutor, Obika friend of small boy.
Oh yeah, I can kasa.
Oh yeah, kasa ombwa. Wanjintum. 42-year-old, your British Prime Minister.
Yeah,
see, Wakajilo now no besign.
No, what's up? No, oh, Swala. Now, what is that? Oh, you do banana.
I'll tell you, see from Namunko.
Bami, Minji. Yeah. Maka what happened? You'll be better hammer or Kadamasa Magagenda on Yanukwa. Na here as Christians, Bible Numa. And you are no wo boa wo nua wo isi ni beni nnuanom ma wo boa wo eja wo isi ni hen na me gizi de bibia ye wo abrabo bia ye bo se yes ye Christopher ye fa Christo kwando Bible ni ye ade a o kyerɛ ɔyɛ nya akwankyerɛ mese Moses
o ma na ba no do
dabi wan fa mbo epukoko nu bra Moses ɔyɛ the last born ne brother pin ɔyɛ Aaron namronyi Miriam namronyi Moses. Now, so in the making of the state of Israel, the monk of 3, no was the Israel anymore. Now, search your Bible, when the Israelites call for a king, like the Philistines, Saul was chosen. Saul, Neba, Jonathan played a leading role in all the administration of Israel, including even war with the Philistines. David, you there, one jeans there, one mommy, only one papa would have more banipun. Were not in the king of Israel because he was a Rastafarian. Onu obedi him. Now what asefo na nuanom no will take hold of the administration of his palace as well as the Israel army. Oye Joab.
Intisia about your connection.
Inti connection in there. See them President Kufuor no longer for one and only defense minister. And see, about the 8 years of President Kufuor, Oboye, in making sure there, the stability also came from his brother. Because in Yana, I want you to pay a boon painful be what you or me, they will be saying certain things are unfair.
So Ken must stay.
I mean, Mr. There, he should crucify
himself
on sacrificing.
The president should sacrifice Ken.
Yes, but that is his choice. No, now President Zwakade, okay, 1 month 3 weeks. No can negotiating for the IMF loan.
Ebiso Akachi and them IMF from they are negotiating with the country, not an individual. How about that?
Yeah, they are negotiating with the country led by an individual. Martin,
Kwabna Bonfe, my producer on the side.
I made the Margaret. It is expedient for 1 man to die for a whole nation to perish.
It is expedient for 1 man to die.
The whole nation to perish. No busy. I will give the example of an away of a ship master.
Jonah.
It happens. And say, oh yeah, that's them trust. Oh yeah, Kwesi Kwarteng. She sacrificed Kwesi Kwarteng. And say, oh see, but Mamaka in there. I know, is it the end to problem is I face her. No see ya so I got them no there you know. Ye to pribia. Or there you to soon do near drink there. What can we also do for our country? The people are buying dollars because that is an easy way to make profit. Look, signals or one it in some ways one is it is not selling goods abroad. Yesterday we depend upon indirect the sika yen and more wabuchi whatever. And I was sending good message. And say, in maybe a wasting. I mean, the president has met the captains of industry. na one man. Look, that alone, everything should be at rest.
So be at rest. Let me move on.
Captains of industry to meet the president and tell the president we are all in this.
Yeah, together.
So we will help you.
Fantastic.
Consider in this country.
Fantastic.
Consider. Interpreting professional bodies association, equal strike, equal them. Consider.
It's not the time.
Let us hope that there's hope at the end of the tunnel.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. That's the correct play. Let me, before I go to Kwame, I'll take one more message. George from Rage. George says, Chairman General, help me to check this out. Your son is preparing for BEC. Professor Openye Jikum is preparing your son 3/4 of the way. He has prepared him 3/4 of the way. 1.5 months to the exam, your family members tell you to sack Professor Openye Jikum from completing the preparation. Now, will it be helpful to you and to your son in question? Will it be helpful to get a new teacher to complete the preparation? Will the new teacher still need briefing from Professor Openye Jikum? What if Openye Jikum refuses to cooperate? Do you see where all of this is going? So we sack Ken. And what? If he refuses to cooperate with the IMF, then what? We should never forget what happened to Professor George Bennett in 1981 when his own party people went against him in Parliament. We ended up with December 31. We should be very, very, very careful in this country. George from Ridge. Please tell Alote Jacobs that the Finnish Prime Minister is 34 years old. Her name is Sanna Marin. Is that one also Afraba? No, okay. Afraba. Yo. Kwame Yapon.
Yeah. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Wada room we free kasi. Ma mamfado ema.
No.
Na me Dr. Addison Nkasa.
Governor.
Yeah.
Kwame.
I need to share for his bureau phone.
Yeah, Kwame. Ma ye woman nyina sesha afi na hyese. Na ncha normal forex exchange. Normal. We're doing around 6.1, 6.2. Kwame, a senseless Russian invasion of Ukraine, February 24th. In the immediate aftermath, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and that, frango nobo all across the world. Chassis, Sura, Nechi supplies to Europe, especially because Europe is the largest consumer of Russian gas, especially Germany. And see, war no Berman not today. Nina by disrupted. So all adding on to the energy supply issues. No chassis pressure. And see, Ibonwa Amanfo, if they can recall. Frangwa yaton or my mosha so or fossil, especially diesel. And people were now talking about breaking the 8 happening to fuel. Nechi yetra 8 near. But what was also happening, Kwame, was sitting now was na echi osha there within March by 1-2 weeks be sitting it so from cra mechi osha or cover kakra. My governor Oshio money and okade dam depreciation on year natural, and that the city will come back to its original level. Kwame, on madam assurance ojina kakra for just a week or so. Nechi downward slide. Kwame city na wadin ko fomi na ye doze anwocher. Osande city na hodze na orko fomin chede obi a oya bulk oya importers obehia oya dollars nti obehia cedis dodo pi ansa na wanya dollars mu otum wode oya crude ni wode oya na ba nti oya no cross ra mechi edu point bi a o sha ase there o sia bo fomin na nche at the pump manche mo do si there. Say what to me we are ma the gomin so crossra na ti say what to do so or then so ye kokobu a do be fom na mo me ye do dam pointing na sidi na ho na akofo ma ento da odo ban eti yansanka nsunsu ado kowie eja adeson oni de na mean de you know it kara kotuontum bibiara no bo a se rekwa akafa eniehen na de bo akafa ni nyina ni yedi be see July, August, September na chiri kankan kra ya October kwa me from anapa kese yumbir na from mama mfutuchwa to WhatsApp and from 14 from 13 we could do 15 in a matter of just 6 or 7 hours na onu enda wama anwochire na wa bani na ekowe enda da inshema onye managing directors commercial banks ena onye payinfo a wo hwe forest bureaus anu onye ohiem oye papa openye bo abado enchamanche yenwa da kame de enchayimpo opapa earlier osana se na when we are all singing from the same hymn sheet kwame no tell there is a certain level of harmony na obia tetedem kwankrare ya na da opebia onu omamandama okobasa ntini da nhyemin oye even though obantama nchobobo pa nanso they say it's always better late than never na kwame ejadison yedende de yeshemina oye bank managing directors heads of forest bureaus wa kase wie yeboko back na nhyehyɛ ya hyehyɛ ma yɛdza ya adwen ma yɛgyina yɛbotum ya yakoro ya mama wa akwanyimin yɛnsan nkapanda ne nanso sɛ ne nana professor economics department
William Babuatin
kwame ɔkyerɛkyerɛ nzɛma pii na mɛyɛ ya adwen a bi de enche oye displays oye forest bureaus no banks na they will display oye succeeding separa the $1 in here by 12 cities in here 13 cities ni ya mfonchi wo yimfio I mean say we are not in normal times we are not in normal times
speculations
fantastic professor onyima economics nutu na no emomechire nanso mayadun can I say, now water will find its own level. No one can see ye. Inti, Samunko Hunia, Munko Cocha, my yes speculation. More big girl, Mutuamica, my coffee be about to mention. My bar never say me here. I say, make it 20,000 Ghana cities, me here dollars. Now, Bonabunachum. Dean Nasamum. Emomechire another make it $10,000 my peramoton my ba na bonabon dachram na say ya dama kwam mewe wada room say
but woman get dollars in Ghana
say dama
kwame enti kwame ze diri na ahema obowieye na mamedi wie kura wa Africa siro na yi edin na poku tag fu
yeah
Kwame, why can't that be done? There. Ye gwadi fui dodo na woko China. Kwame, woko China na woko kofifa China nzama what ba. Why there or there what the cities? Kwame, what the cities? What the dollars? And son what the dollars? What the kajenye? Why?
Food for thought.
Kwame.
Tell Kwame na Duncan. Changing Ken Oforiatta will not bring the CD down, but at least it will give us another person to blame. On that note, we gotta go. Oh boy, you guys crack me up. Here we go. And this one says, happy birthday to you, Kwesi Kranting, aka KK. It's from your wife, your children, all members of Jerusalem High Table to Kwesi Kranting, aka KK. Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. The next year's broadcast is at 12. Happy birthday to retired Army Colonel Apia at Japan. Enjoy your birthday, Colonel Apia at Japan, retired Army Colonel Apia at Japan. God bless you richly. It's from Private Nkansa Herbert of 1BN and Madame Justina Amwakon to you. To you, Mrs. Sabina Kwe, O2 of Ghana Airport Company. Happy birthday, Mrs. Sabina Kwe, O2 from your husband WO102. Your children, Stephanie, Lena, and Gerard. Is it Lena or Lena? Don't kill yourself. You weird and say, God day with it. The sun shall rise again. And so when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.